So, welcome to 50 and Up, vivacious
and empowering women.
One of the things I want to say today, first of all, before we even get started, is I want to give a shout out to all of the veterans around the world who has protected us in this country. Yesterday was Veterans Day. Unfortunately, we didn't have a show yesterday, but I just want to say thank you for protecting my life and the family members who have served on both of our sides.
Of course.
And
I served.
And we are so grateful for that.
For everything that you've done. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
And just so you know, our slogan again, where friends begin.
And friends never end.
Never ends. Okay, so our topic today is completely on menopause. We're going to talk about menopause, which is a very touchy subject for most women because no one wants to acknowledge that they go through it, but it's real and it happens.
It does. I was going through menopause at the time that I met Diana, and as a friend, she helped me through it. I didn't know what this was or what was going on with me, and we talked through it, and she helped me through it. And you know, it's part of life. It's part of nature. I would walk up to her, and she goes, "What's wrong with you?" And here comes this sweat.
I knew those symptoms.
Hot flashes. And I'm like, what is going on? What can I do about this, Diana? Help me. So tell them some of the things you shared with me as far as menopause, hot flashes. Let's talk about it.
So some of the things I shared with Casey at the time is that I realized I went through menopause. It started very early for me because I was thrown into it at the age of 32 because I had cervical cancer. So I was put on Premarin 1.25, which is the highest dose that any woman can be put on, and I wouldn't advise that for anyone because after so much research, they discovered that Premarin causes breast cancer and other type of cancer, so doctors didn't want to give it to you, and I had to start signing releases to be able to be on the pill because I wasn't willing to sacrifice not being on it because it is so hard to deal with menopause. Absolutely. The main thing that I struggle with during menopause is that one of the most common things for me was the hot flashes, as we all know, the vagina dryness, which is just major.
Yeah.
Anxiety and depression.
That I have anxiety, a lot of that.
Yes, and that comes a lot.
And I didn't know that. I really didn't.
And we don't want to talk about
it. What is this?
Yes, we do not want to talk about it. There's fatigue, and you know, and the biggest thing that I just discovered recently, I was telling Casey, besides the irritability that you have with the hot flashes, is that the loss of hair. You
I didn't know that, Diana.
Yeah, the loss of hair, and I just did that because I'm a reader, so I was wondering why am I thinning so much? You know, I thought it was hereditary because the women in my family do thin as we get older, and my hair just kept thinning. Even though it kept growing, it still kept thinning, and I couldn't figure out why.
I come from Dallas. I'm living in Houston now, and what does Houston have? Humidity. Major humidity. So, thank Jesus, I have the best stylist that can give me a weave in the summer months when it's just, I couldn't tell if it was humidity or hot flashes. Humidity. So I go to her and say, thank you for giving me the weave or fixing my hair where I can deal with the hot flashes. So that's one of the things that I did to deal with my hot flashes, to deal with my menopausal symptoms. And I did have the symptoms of anxiety. And what I would do is breathe. Dinah told me, Casey, breathe. And tell them about the meditation. Tell them a little bit about
for me,
that.
meditation works because meditation helps me center myself. And I use Headspace a lot when I'm on my walks because, you know, it kind of helps you center yourself and keeps your emotions in check because I'm a very emotional person, and at times I would get emotional and didn't know why. So menopause does cause mood swings.
Mood swings.
You don't have to be embarrassed about it.
Don't have to be embarrassed.
It's just something that's
uncontrolled. What it is.
And you had asked me earlier before the show, did I ever try cinnamon?
Cinnamon. Sprinkle it on yogurt, sprinkle it it on this, sprinkle it on that, and you tried it, and
it didn't work.
Didn't work.
It didn't
now,
work.
I've heard it work for some women, and that's a remedy. That's a back in the day remedy for women who didn't have the medication, who didn't have the things. But I was trying everything that I could be, okay, on the couch, watching a football game on a day, and looking good, looking like a diva, and just all of a sudden, and the person look over at me, and he would say, "Why are you so hot?" I'm like, "I'm hot because I'm a diva." So Donna talked to me, and she said, "Casey, you're going to have to share with your partners, your friends, your family, what you're going through."
Yes, because if you don't share it with them, they think you're crazy, and you're so far from being crazy. You're just learning how to deal with the fact of having menopause.
Right.
So for me, if you share with your significant other that you are going through menopause, it's okay, because at some point you have the vaginal dryness, which is very painful doing sexual intercourse or making love or however you want it to.
We know nothing about that.
Yeah, okay. I do, and I'm okay with that. And my husband was very understanding, and I have a ritual. I take my pill every day at the same time. At 6 a.m. in the morning.
But you know, Donna, let's break it down. Let's just break it down. Okay. In the beginning of time, that was Eve. She handed Adam this fruit and said, "Bite it." And from that point on, we had menstrual cycles as women. We had babies, and when we had the babies, we had to go through pain, having the childbirth pains.
Oh, yes.
And then this menopause thing this third thing of menopause come up on us. And we're like, really? What is this? What is this, and how can we deal with it? How can we handle it? How can we talk to our children and families about it? Man, I flipped that air conditioner to 60. My kids walking around, Mom.
And then a few minutes later, you're cold too.
I know.
Because it's past. You know, I can remember the times where I would just draw a bath water of cold water and pour ice in there and put my feet, because my hot flashes came through my feet and my hands.
That's odd.
My feet were on fire, and you could not put them out.
Oh my goodness.
So everybody's symptoms are so
feet on fire.
Feet on fire is what I called it.
Wow.
So I didn't want to give up being on the Premarin, but I realized that after going to the doctor last year when they thought I had a lump in my breast.
Wow.
It was a scare for me, and my doctor said, okay, so we're going to have to taper this down and put you on a different dose. So I went away from Premarin to just estrogen, which is a very, very small dose.
Is it mild?
It's very mild.
Does it have any side effects or anything?
It would have side effects if I didn't take it.
I know that's right. I'm telling you, I take my pills. Here's mine. I take mine twice a day. And if CVS doesn't prescribe my pills, I'm like, look here, give me my pill. I need my pill to survive the day. And CVS will like, look at ma'am, we're going to give you your pill. We do not want you tearing up CVS. Because, I need my pill twice a day. I take this pill called Gabatine. And there's all kinds of pills you can take. I've heard of, I've had clonidine, I've had venlafaxine, but all this, I had to go through my doctor. We worked through things. And I used to have hot flashes every 30 to 45 minutes. Now, I didn't have the dry skin. I didn't have the skin problem or anything like that.
I do remember you used to have the hot flashes so severe. That we would be in meetings and the sweat would just roll down her, and I'm like, okay. And
water! Diana, pass the water. And she would pass the water to me. And
or you have that fan.
That fan going. So I didn't have a fan in my office. And water is good for a lot of things, but it's really good for hot flashes at night during the day. People see me walk around with water. It's just awesome. And if I'm sitting up in church and praising God, thanking Jesus, and I will still look like a diva fan, with the hot flashes. I'm gonna be Casey.
I don't have the fan, but I think I need to get one.
You can get a fan. They're easy to find. You can go to the stores and find them. You fan yourself. It is what it is, but at the same time, embrace it. Share it with people. I used to think, oh, you know, in my 25, 30, men all pause. They walk into Nance, men all pause. What do? You walk out the room. You know, just embrace it. Just embrace it. It's okay.
So it's so
Share
easy
with
for
people.
me, you know, my significant other, my partner, my husband, he was so supportive and understood, because there was times where we would be making love and it was very painful, and I didn't want to tell him because I was embarrassed of the fact that I was, you know, it's a menopause thing.
So why didn't you tell him? I mean, that's your husband.
Well, now we share everything, and it's
Well,
so
you
easy.
should. Well, you should have been able to share that with them.
I know,
You know.
but it's menopause is, it's not an easy subject for someone to understand. And I remember running out of pills, and it was so funny because he goes to the pharmacy, and I didn't have a refill on my prescription, so he tells the pharmacist, "You're going to have to give my wife some pills today."
Look here.
Until she gets to the doctor tomorrow.
We need the
The
bill.
pills. Yes.
We cannot survive without the bill.
Now they do say that there's the herbal teas that you can
The
use.
teas, but you don't want caffeine in the teas.
And I've heard caffeine is very bad.
Very
I'm
bad.
a caffeine drinker. I love coffee. I've been told to get
cut
off
down
of it.
on and also another thing is I heard I love Mexican food.
It's too
And
spicy.
I'll be eating it, and someone, you know, or grandmother or someone, are you having a summer moment? It's like, I love spicy food, but you don't have to give it up altogether, but having that spicy food on a daily basis, you're gonna have to let it go, because it triggers the hot flashes.
Also, one of the things that I did find out that as we get older, we can't eat the same way that we used to eat. So my doctor told me a couple of weeks ago that I had to give up the spices. Well, you know, my roots are from Louisiana, so we cook Cajun and everything's spicy, and I know it's going to be, it's going to be so hard for me to not put those spices in there, because it's going to take away the flavor of enjoying the gumbo.
And Thanksgiving coming up too.
Yes. Well, I'm still going to put the spices in there. I'm just going to have like one bowl and be okay with that. Moderation and moderations. And I'm going to have to back off when I'm cooking a little bit in the spices, because spices kind of start affecting my system. I love drinking wine. I can't drink wine anymore because of the celiac.
That's true. They said that alcohol contributes to the hot flashes. Now, I love me some wine, and I have girlfriends that love wine, but I've come to the point I can't have it. You know how you have a glass of wine to soothe yourself after a long day, hard day with the kids, work, or whatever you got going on. A lot of women do that. They drink their little glass of wine and they're good. But that is one of the things that if you drink the wine on a daily basis, expect to have more hot flashes. Everybody's different, and this is the part that scared me. I said, so, doctor, when does it end? She's like, some people have it from the age of 30-something all the way to 70 when they're 7 years old. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. No,
So look at me. I've been doing it since I was 32,
Yeah.
and I'm 57 now. And I would love to be off of the pill, but I can't take the risk because it's just,
She might kill us.
that's a possibility. No, I'm just kidding. It's so hard to deal with the hot flashes and go through your day, and you know, you're all of a sudden you're soaking wet and you can't explain to someone. Sometimes they can't see you having the hot flashes. That's another thing.
Right.
Sometimes it's internal.
It's eternal.
Yes.
And my thing is that I've been working on, I still remember, I work out, I exercise, I work out hard, I run, I keep the heart rate up, and the doctor tells me that helps with hot flashes. So my little remedies are my medicine,